Hi everyone, I am Angela. Thank you for the warm welcome, and I am the owner of the Scrap Jar. If you don't know where it is, it's quite literally like a 2-minute drive from here. It's you go down Madison, turn left, and my shop is there. So really close by. If you're in the downtown area ever, please come and visit me. I love seeing new people. I see some familiar faces, which is exciting. But yeah, I'd love to have you at the shop. So we can get started. So cue Alex with my magical clicker. So that's me, she, her. A little bit about me. I am a Rockford native. Went to Keith Country Day School for, pretty much all of growing up. So I graduated from Keith Country Day School, went to Rockford University, studied biology, ended up becoming a high school and middle school biology teacher for a few years. I also, in the midst of all that, I was very involved in the arts. Kind of unofficially, I did a lot of theater. I started a craft club at Rockford University. And even in just my home life, I've always loved arts and crafts. My parents are always making things, so I kind of got into that as well. And I also hate throwing stuff away, which I also think comes from my parents. We save, we reuse a lot of food containers, or we can save that piece of paper, let's use it for something. So kind of an unofficial sustainability background. We never really called it that, but we've always kind of recycled at home, at school, and again, I always just, I can use that for something. So kind of how I got to this spot, did not intend to be a business owner, but here we are. So about my business, if we'll go on to the next slide, what is the Scrap Jar? You heard a little bit about it in my blurb, but we are a creative reuse center. And you might be wondering, what is that? And we are, I'll go ahead and let's just click it. We'll go through this whole slide. I have my little animation. So we are a thrift store for arts and crafts supplies. We're not currently a 501c3. We're currently just me. So while we're not a 501c3, we are focused still on giving back to the community. So we always have a free teacher supply center in our shop. We have a little shelf area, so if you know any teachers, we always have some stuff that they can come and grab. And we like to do things throughout the year. Like right now, we're about to launch donation drive for Cornucopia Food Pantry, which is also around the corner. So we are still, we still find that community aspect still really important, even though we don't have that 501c3 structure. And with the thrift store side, we are also a creative space. So our shop has 2 rooms. One room is the shop. One room is the creative space. So we host workshops, classes, birthday parties, just kind of community hangout events. We recently, in past months, have done things like a junk journal club. We have like a mending circle that is getting started. So really focused on the making of arts and crafts in addition to the supplies. So we'll go on to the next slide. So how does this work? So we receive donations of supplies from people like you or people in the community, and then we go ahead and sort it. We sort it by category, so we're kind of like a mini Hobby Lobby, mini Michaels. We have pretty much every category of arts and craft supplies. It is kind of shocking what comes in the door sometimes. And then once we have the supplies, there's kind of 2 paths for it. It either goes into the shop, where people can come in, buy supplies for their projects, so they can buy it, or it can go into our workshop. So we try to make all of our workshops as secondhand as possible. So a lot of the scissors that you see on your table are donated. A lot of the tape is donated. So yeah, shop, workshop, and then ultimately it becomes something new. So new projects that people have at home or in our workshops. And then once people are done with those projects, they have leftovers. And those leftovers ultimately, in some way, shape, or form, we hope will come back to us in this kind of cycle. So that's how we function. And we're not the only ones that do this. There are creative reuse centers popping up all over the country, which is really exciting. It's really a movement that's taking off. and it's just really fun to be a part of. There's, I think, 5 or 6 in the state of Illinois. There's a bunch out in Chicago. There's one out in Arlington Heights. If you're from Wisconsin area, I know there's a couple up there. So yeah, it's just really exciting. If you're looking to start one in a different city, I'd love to chat because I think every city should have one. All right, so we'll move on. So this is, if you haven't been to the shop, this is the shop side. Very colorful, tried to make it fun. We also tried to keep it really organized to make it easy to find the supplies that you need. This is an example of our fabric section. If you're a sewer, that is a small fraction of the fabric that we have. But yeah, so there's different categories throughout the shop, as well as some rotating displays for like seasonal stuff. We're finally putting away Halloween. We'll get there. All right, and then the event side, similar size room. We have a lot of tables, we have a bunch of chairs, kind of some like modular sofa areas. So we really wanted it to be a space where people could hang out, while also having a lot of surface area for crafting. We have like we have a couple sinks and a bathroom. So it's really just our vision is to have it be like a nice third space for the community. An example, Junk Journal Club, people just come, they bring their journals and they collage, and it's a great time. All right, so moving on. Some of the things we accept at the shop. Essentially anything that's clean, usable, that's remotely related to arts, crafts, office, or school supplies. That's a lot of things. Pretty much the only things we don't take, like if it's moldy, bugs, dirty, please don't bring it, because ultimately it's like me and my mom that are sorting. So it just makes our lives easier. We can get through supplies faster if it's clean, usable in some way. We don't care if it's partially used. It can be half a bottle of paint, scraps of paper, scrapbook paper, that's fine, or like partially used sticker sheet, as long as it's usable in some way. So I have a few examples of what we take. So we have a yarn section. We get a lot of yarn. Again, clean and usable yarn. We got some paintbrushes. We got a lot of paints. And then even like random stuff like vintage magazines or ephemera. That's very popular right now. So you'd be shocked. Like you have a stack of old letters. We'll take them. And then we have tons of ribbon. The holidays are coming up. Please don't buy new ribbon. We have so much ribbon. So those are some examples of what we take. And then we have a fun stat, I think, on the next slide. Oh, just kidding. So we also take, for shop purposes, we don't buy bags because it feels silly. So we ask people to bring in any of their spare paper bags. We don't care if it has a brand. It can say Woodman's, it can say Sephora. It doesn't matter. We love those. We unfortunately don't take plastic bags, but it looks like there's a place for plastic bags. But if you do have paper bags, we like to reuse those for our shop purposes. We even do things like fill-a-bag sales occasionally, where we like people can fill like a paper grocery bag full of supplies for like $10. So we go through bags constantly. I think the fun stats on this slide. Okay, so since January of this year, we've collected 16,486 pounds of supplies, which is about 8 tons worth of stuff, which is stunning. Like I knew people had craft supplies. I didn't know people had this many craft supplies. But it's encouraging to know that now there's a place for these things. Ultimately, the goal is to keep it out of the waste stream and to let people reuse it. And there's, I guess, physical proof that, it's getting diverted, which is great. Okay, so to wrap up kind of this like overview of the shop, why the scrap jar? Why creative reuse? The main one is obviously sustainability. We have a lot of stuff in the world. There's a lot in landfills. So we're just doing our small part to make crafting, which can be very wasteful, into a more sustainable activity. So sustainability, and then we also have accessibility. Arts and crafts can be expensive. Paint alone, yarn, oh my gosh, yarn is so expensive. So part of this, it allows us to help make arts and crafts a little more accessible to people who want to make. Like I said, we have free teacher supplies. I used to be a teacher. It's ridiculous. They have to buy supplies. So in that sense, more accessible. And just for people who want to try out a different craft, this is an easier kind of on-ramp into those new hobbies. Also creativity, just kind of naturally, it's arts and crafts. I think everyone can be creative, everyone can make stuff. So if I can inspire that a little bit, cool. I love hearing about people's projects. And then lastly, community, like I said, that event space, it's about making together, crafting together, especially nowadays, people are really looking for an avenue to like just hang out with other people. And crafts are a great way to do that because you're all like trying to make something or trying to learn something. And so, yeah, so that's ultimately our why. I'm trying to think what slide I have after this. Okay, so I'm gonna pause super quick. I know questions are supposed to come after, but I'm gonna pause really quick if you have any questions so far about the shop or about creative reuse, anything like that. Yes?
You have a storage space?
So we have a storage room in the back of our shop. We built so many shelves. We do occasionally run out of space back there. We haven't looked into like renting a unit or anything. We'd love to keep it just, rent is expensive. We'd love to keep it just that. So occasionally we do a donation pause. Like right now we're on a pause until December because we ran out of space. But we do try to cycle through stuff and keep it, anything we haven't processed yet goes in the storage space and then we put it out on the floor. Yeah. Other questions? Yes.
Do you have open hours on the community space?
That is a goal of mine. So part of my goal, I don't know if you've heard of like craft cafes or anything like that, or even just like open spaces. The goal is to eventually have like working hours where people can pop in, bring their craft, bring their homework, bring a book, whatever, and just hang out in this space. We haven't quite figured out when yet because we've been rotating the space so much between like, we have a stamp sale right now and it's taken up the whole space. And then we have a birthday party coming up, so that's it. So we're working out that, but it is on the list of things to do. So yes. Yes.
Do you take volunteers?
Okay, that's a great question. Okay, so we're also trying to figure that out because I've heard from a lot of people, oh, I love sorting, and we have a lot to sort. So we're hoping, part of my thing is I want to be respectful of people's time because obviously we're not a 501c, we're not a nonprofit. So we're trying to find a way to like ethically do that, like have volunteers process stuff. So we're hoping to do like volunteer night or something where you come for a couple hours, we all sort buttons, and then everyone gets to take some buttons home or something. So that'll come in the future. Yeah, once I figure it out. Because it is fun to sort most things. Yeah, yes.
What is the address?
324 East State Street. So I do have little cards here. My address is on the back. We're also on Google, Yelp, Facebook, Apple, if you search the Scrap Jar. But yeah, right along East State Street. If you know where Rockford Art Deli is, or
City Hall,
the Ice House building, we're Jimmy John's, we're right across from all those things. Yes.
And don't go there on Monday.
We are not closed. We are closed Sunday, Mondays. That's the first couple months we were figuring out our hours, but now we're pretty set. We're closed Sunday, Mondays, open Tuesday through Saturday. When in doubt, check Google or Apple for our hours. Yeah, and we post them every week. All right, I think I have time for one more question, and then I'm going to move on. But if there's no more, that's fine. Okay, so we'll get to the holiday stuff. So, creative reuse for the holidays. I love crafts, and holiday crafts are so fun. So let's get into it. So first things first, storage. So there's a lot of great ways to reuse things for storing holiday decor, holiday ornaments, holiday whatever. For example, like egg cartons, bubble wrap make great ornament protection if you store ornaments or anything like that. Paper towel rolls for string lights. My mother showed me this one. Quick demonstration. If you have any, these are obviously not lights, but same concept. If you have a paper towel tube and your lights or your extension cords or whatever, to keep them from getting tangled, you take your tube, you take your wire, you string it through with the plug thing down there, and then you can wrap it up. Wrap. And then to kind of lock it in place, you plug it back into itself. And then
And it's still out.
yeah, I thought that was genius. So that's one. It's like a magic trick. So paper towel tubes. I thought that was genius. And you don't have to buy it. They sell things like that, but now you have paper towel tubes. Okay, toilet paper tubes for wrapping paper. If your wrapping paper gets unraveled, you can just slice up a toilet paper tube, clamp it on there, tape that, so then your paper doesn't get ruined, but then it's also contained. And then lastly, like bins. Oh my gosh, you can find so many bins at estate sales, thrift shops, garage sales. There are many bins out in the world. I have so many bins. You really don't need to buy any. I get it if you want them to match. I get it. In which case, then donate your old bins. So some examples. I think I have a little picture of the egg cartons for like smaller ornaments. So that's storage ideas. Gifts and decor. So kind of fun making. It's about that time. The big thing there's like infinite craft ideas. You could Google them. But the big thing for supplies. Number one, the most sustainable thing is to use what you have. I am a crafter. I have a lot of stuff. I am guilty of not using what I have. But I would shop your own stuff before you go buy. That's ultimate, because you already bought it. It already exists. Just use it. Second best thing is to shop secondhand. Biased, like shop local. Shop secondhand and local. Thrift shops, there's so much fabric. You could buy clothes, you could buy jars, like there's so much out there that you could buy secondhand. And locally means you don't have to ship it on a plane, you don't have to ship it on a truck. So use what you have, shop secondhand. And then handmade, homemade is great as an option for gifts. And then experiences and services are also a great option, even if like you write a little coupon, or like design a little card that says good for one breakfast date. I don't know. So those are just some suggestions, some examples for ways to make gifts, decorations more sustainable. For example, this is an example of upcycling, like clothes. Sweaters can get cut up into mittens, and these are actually available local if you don't sew and you want mittens. They're at Winnie Nutter, which is like 5 minutes that way, over by the Norwegian. And the buttons actually came from the scrap jar, so it's a really cool plug. So lastly, gift wrapping. We have, in my family, we've been doing for probably the past, I don't even know how long we've been doing it, at least 5 years. We've been doing fabric gift wrap. The practice is called furoshiki, which is like a Japanese practice of like wrapping gifts or wrapping things with fabric. So, for example, literally we found scraps of fabric. We did not even sew it. It's just kind of raw. Or you could, if you know what a pinking shear is, you could like cut the edge so it doesn't fray. We've had these for at least 5 or 6 years and been using it over and over and over. And you can wrap it. You can use ribbon to tie the corners. I'm gonna do this on the floor because that's what I've got. But you can just wrap it around and then take the ends and tie a little knot. And if you want to add like a little bow or add like a little tag, that's fine. We usually use Post-its or something, but like you could tuck it in. It's cute. And then if you're giving it to friends, the gift wrap itself can be like part of the gift. You can find bandanas. Again, you can cut up bed sheets, nice fabric, whatever, but fabric.
Family uses this.
Yes, over and over. So every year we get together, it's the same wrapping fabric every year. This one has dogs on it. So cute. So it works great, obviously, if you're meeting the same people over and over again. But even, like I said, if you're giving it to a friend, you could buy a nice scarf. Give them that scarf. In my family, if we were wrapping like huge things, we just toss a towel over it or like a blanket. It's still cute. You put a bow, it's fine. If you don't want to use the same thing over a year, that's fine. I highly recommend like you can make your own wrapping paper. If you or a friend purchase stuff from like Amazon, they always come with all that brown paper. That stuff is great because you can roll it up, you can draw on it, stamp on it. It's great. Old books make great fun tags, paper, newspapers if you still run across those. Fun stuff. And then same thing, yeah, like I was saying, you could use cardboard for your gift cards, tags, and then, the big thing, save the stuff that you get. I'm that kind of person at parties where people now just give it to me. They're like, here's all the bows, here's the tissue paper. Because you touched it once and then it's still a perfectly good bag. So save it, use it. If you want to swap it out, we have so much at the shop. Come get your bags. So lots of options there for gift wrapping. And I think I have a little picture. So this is an example of your DIY kind of like craft paper, wrapping paper. Some people like stamp it. You can paint it, draw. It's a good time. I debated doing it today, but there was no space. I don't know how I'm doing on time. Are we okay? A little bit okay. So to wrap it up, I do have a little tiny craft to do with you. I'll come around and show you super fast. And then,
This could be.
I think, I'm just trying to find my example. Oh, here it is. So this is an example, and I will actually just send the tube with you if we're out of time. This is a toilet paper roll. So if you ever have little things that you need to give to someone, maybe a gift card, set of earrings, whatever, you take your toilet paper roll. I'll just show you on this one. You literally push down on the ends to make the little curve. You do that on both sides. And now you've got, and you could decorate it if you want. I just tape some paper on there, tape some ribbon. You've got a little 3D envelope. So that's just another example of DIY wrapping that you can upcycle. These are all ribbon scraps. I save everything. So yeah, any questions, comments, concerns? I'll pass around a toilet paper roll if you would like one. And while we're sitting, you can craft and do it. And I do have some ribbon scraps and stuff like that for you to use as well. Cool? Questions, comments, concerns? Okay. Thank you so much for having me.